Hello, this is the second attempt I made at the block party, and see the description for all the details. It's set by Giraffe Queen UK of the Creators Guild, and yes, I was actually using a little data pack to give me all the items that you're allowed to have right at the start. So you can see as I go into the world, I've already got all of the tools and the shulker boxes and carrots and clock. Right, I didn't commentate at the time, so yeah, as you can see, this is post-commentary. Now, I've spawned in a forest, so the first thing I'm going for is the oak tree that's right beside me. I'm going for all 4 different types of wood that we're allowed from there. Then I spot these lilacs, so I think a bit of colour. And if I get anything like wool or concrete or clay that I can colour, then let's start with whatever it is, pinky purple colour that you can have. Right, we're in a forest, ordinary forest, so there's birch trees as well that to be had. So let's go through the. It's becoming a routine now to turn that one tree quickly, well, fairly quickly as far as I can do, into the 4 different kinds of wood. Then I've suddenly remembered not trees, but things like dirt and stone. So let's get the ordinary cobblestone, and I've exposed a little bit of granite there as well. So let's get 5 of those so that I can make some polished and the ordinary granite out of that. I'll stop and quickly. I've got far too much. See the way you can waste just seconds in this game, and every second is beginning to become valuable when the sun hovers over the horizon in about 8 minutes time. Right, sand, and because my aim in this one is to colour, if I can find all the different colours, I'm going to be colouring concrete, possibly even glass as well, I'm thinking. Although I do know that glass takes a long while to cook. But I thought, get as much sand as you can because it's useful stuff. So let's get that. And there's actually a little bit of concrete next to it as well. So I'll get the concrete. But I'll need more of that before it's going to be any use at all. Now, the next thing is to... Oh, I'm missing things. Look, there's yellow to the left of me and red to the right, and I'm missing that. But I have now seen some yellow up on top of the hill. Then, I find sheep. If I can kill those sheep quickly, I'll be able to dye their wool, and that's got quite a few different blocks that are going to be in my collection. So let's get through them as quickly as we can. Why was it that most of them died to 1 hit and then one of them took 2? It wasn't as though I was always critical hitting them either. Always a bit of a surprise find, knowing how difficult pumpkins are to find often. There's some just sitting there in front of me. Now we got red as well, so that's a 3rd colour, I believe, that I've got. Let's actually make the colour dyes that I'm finding now, and move on and see. Yeah, that's the trouble about finding a huge birch forest, is there's a limit to what you can find in one birch forest. So I'm happier out on the plains. So here's another colour, the oxeye daisies. Give you light grey. Don't want the seeds, so let's go and jump straight back in beside them, where we'll probably pick them up again. Coal always comes in handy because you need to sometimes cook up iron, and in particular you can also get cut clay blocks. Clay? What am I talking about? Coal block. is adds another item. So I've just spotted in this gloom, I don't know whether you can see it in the video, but there's some andesite there, which is another block. The rest of the coal to make up the 9 for the block, and also some extra to cook things up if I find anything handily useful. Not sure whether there was anything waiting for me down there, so I'm getting out of there again in a hurry. Being a chicken. Right, moving across the fields, across the plains, and my inventory is beginning to get a bit full, so I think, alright, let's throw everything into a shulker box just so that I don't get into the state. Well, I'm not throwing everything. I was meant to be throwing only the blocks, but I seem to have also thrown in there the coal and some flint, which is a complete waste of time. I actually need to eat for the first time. Oh, blue. I've been surrounded by blue the last few seconds, but I haven't picked any up until now. But that's a 5th colour. Get rid of those seeds yet again, or is it a new set of seeds? Right. And yes, I've spotted a bigger patch of gravel, but also, oh look, white. There's Lily of the Valley. You don't often find them. Use the right tool and you'll move along. Yes, I've spotted a patch of gravel down here, and that I need that to match up with the amount of sand that I've gathered, because concrete is going to be useful. Although I'm really bad at doing mental arithmetic as to how much gravel I need to pick up and sand I need to pick up for each colour. It's 4 of each. 4 of each for each colour. And yeah, so you need to multiply that up quickly. I don't do that very well. Not when I'm playing the game anyway. One more sheep wool. And what have I spotted now? Nothing yet. I think it might be that I'm making my way through because I've seen the hillsides or mountainsides in the distance, and I think, oh, there's yet another kind of wood up there. Spruce trees, but they are rather a long way off. So there we are. I'm running right past some easy diorite there. I could have had the diorite. No. So let's get the spruce tree, and I'm remembering to strip one of the logs as well. So that's another one. That's quite nice. And I go into the routine. I remember the routine. But now time is getting a bit short, and although I'm throwing things into there, I also need to start this dyeing of, there we go. So I've got a fair amount of gravel and sand, so I can start colouring the concrete. I hadn't even made a crafting table up until this point, but now, no, don't do it like that. Yeah, do it en masse. There we go. And let's try doing this with each colour to make the different colour concrete. Now, of course, one problem that I've hit is that I'm doing this crafting away from any water. If I'd been doing it by the edge of a stream, for example, I could have been doubling that number of blocks by wetting one of each of them as well, and making the actual concrete instead of a concrete powder. Right. So now we can do the same thing to the wool, and the sun is really dipping down in the sky now. We've only got a minute or so to go, I think. So I'm trying to get the different wool colours done. This is where I always, this is only my second attempt, but I find that I start getting befuddled, is the bit where I've filled up one shulker box and I'm starting to put things into the second one. Now I decide, alright, I'm just about to run out of time, so let's grab everything. But then I've got seconds. And look, there's a brown sheep there. I could have had that brown sheep and brown wool, and that would have been one more block. Yeah, my mind has just stopped and seized up at this point, so I'm wasting lots of time, and now time has run out. Time has run out. I chopped a couple of dirt there in the hope that I would make some coarse dirt. Right, so now calm down and count up, see how many I've got. I've also got a couple of non-blocks in that, remember. And this one has got some in as well, but I don't know whether I've duplicated anything in this one that are also in the purple one. So I decide to get everything back out of the second one and try to put each of them into the first one there, like that, to see how many go in there, and then put everything back in here, and that's how many extra. So that's 7 extra, which I think is, but there's only 25 in the first one, see, because there's a couple of non-blocks in there. So that's 32, I think. So that's my second score run, 32. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.